recording is now pressed, so we're recording this, and the objective of today is website reviews. You should have already been part of the website strategy, the core self-promotional strategy of web strategy. And what I wanted to do in this session is take people's websites, have a look at them, and give advice and guidance on what you could change on your website, what you could tweak, and how you could best set it up to get some great results. So, opening the floor. If you want your website looked at, then please put it in the questions box and I will just jump to your website. And while I wait, I will drink some coffee. And congratulations, we have a winner. First off the rank, rachelcollins.com.au. And there's even a please in there. So let me send that to everyone. So everyone's got the link. And I'm also going to put it on my screen here so we can see it. I assume you can all see my screen and you can now see Rachel's website loading up. Can you guys confirm that, please? In the question box? Yes, super. Okay, so here's our beautiful Rachel on our website, flicking around in front of me. Okay. Sorry, I'm slurping my coffee while I'm watching your website. Okay, now I assume, by the way, I'll ask the question at the beginning, but I assume I have your permission to speak to the point and frankly to save me jumping around any bushes or thinking too hard my side. Thank you very much, Rachel. And I ask everyone that question as well. So Rachel came back and said, absolutely. I love the pictures. Okay, pictures are great, but let's do first impressions. I come to the website and I look at this, and now I've got this thing flicking around. I've got this. It's called a carousel, I think, and it's flicking around. And I'm now starting to think, oh, okay, and it flicks quite quick as well. So there's no chance in hell I can read those words. Okay. The colors of the words, so you can see the team facilitation there, the on the white, the workshop on the white, the contrast. So my eyes are struggling, and I still actually, okay, I'm starting to get a feel for what you do, and it's actually almost hitting me in the face, almost like subliminal messaging. But I don't know what to do next. I don't know where to go. I like the font, okay? I like the clean font. I like the Rachel Collins up here. It reminds me as I look at that of, I don't know why, the first thing that comes to me is Devil Wears Prada type writing. And so I'm thinking already, straight away, I'm thinking sort of newsreel publications type thing. I don't know why, that's what that gives me. Home, about Rachel, executive coaching, team facilitation, workshops, contact, blog, resources. Okay, now you've got a lot that I can click on here, but I don't really know where to go. So, Rachel, give me a scenario of the types of people who would visit your website, and I will assume their identity and we'll walk through a role play of that type of person coming to your website. Give me an example. Actually, Rachel, can I take you off mute? Will it be easier to talk to you? Save you typing. Let me do the mute thing. Hold on a sec. Rachel.
Hello, Jamie.
Hello, you're off mute and I can hear you fine. How are you today? All right?
Lovely.
Lovely.
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good actually. I've been really looking forward to this call. And it's great to see a lot more pictures of you as well flicking around here. So yeah, it's cool. So give me a scenario, or give me a person. In my words, I say avatar, but give me a target market of person who would come to your site. How would they get here, and what's the type of person?
So they would either get here because they've read my blog,
Okay.
or seen me posting in some of the listservs that I participate in,
Okay.
or mainly because of a personal recommendation of somebody who has already worked with me.
And your blog being working with ACT.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, this is WordPress. I'm going to assume this is WordPress too. It looks WordPress.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
they're both WordPress.
Now, so someone's read your blog. Okay. Now, remember that who's visiting, what do you want them to do, and how are you going to get them to do it? They were the 3 questions
Yeah.
from the web strategy. So,
Yeah.
I'd say let's focus on your blog first.
Yeah.
Okay, you get 2 websites for the price of 1 today. But now I come here working with ACT. What is it, ACT or ACT?
It's ACT.
Okay, working with ACT. I don't know what that means, but I assume people who know what it means.
Yes.
Okay.
It's an approach that uses mindfulness and values, and
Okay.
it's. I'd be surprised if in 3 or 4 years everybody hasn't heard of it.
Okay, using mindfulness and values in workplace to improve performance and well-being. Okay. Okay. With the blog, who visits your blog?
Our main readership is ACT practitioners at the moment, or people who are interested in mindfulness and values work.
Let's stick with the ACT practitioners. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, a quick poll on the call. Everyone who's on the call, can you put your hand up using a little hand button to tell me if you have heard of ACT, yes or no? Let's just do a quick poll. Put your hand up if you have heard of ACT.
I'm expecting 0, possibly 1, possibly Stephanie.
Stephanie couldn't. She's half listening. Oh. She can't interact. Okay, now put your hand up if you have not heard of ACT, just to make sure you are listening and your hands are available to go up. Okay, yeah, everyone else's hand goes up that they have not heard of ACT. Okay, thank you. Okay, so, all right, I wasn't alone. I thought it was just me being stupid. Okay.
Oh no, no! I don't
right.
want you to feel stupid.
No, no. I just making sure. Okay, so working with ACT, right. Now, what you've just told me is that, and almost straight out of your mouth was, well, the people who come are ACT practitioners.
Yes.
So if this blog site was geared around talking to ACT practitioners, do you think you would get more interaction and more people visiting?
In what? How would it be geared? Talk me through what that would look like.
Now that's a good follow-on question. I'll assume the answer to my question was yes, just for my own logic, because there's someone in my head going, "Hold on, I've asked the question, I'm not going any further." So I'll move that one forward. But if your aim of the blog is to build up awareness of ACT, or if it's to build up a community of fellow ACT practitioners, which one is it?
It's. You see, you always get right on it. It is the first, but what our experience is that what we're getting is the second.
Okay. So potentially then, if yours is the first, but you're getting the people second, it's possibly second because there's nowhere else out there that's teaching people about ACT. So they're coming here because there's nowhere else to go for them. As a guess.
There's not many people who are using this approach, who are applying it to the workplace. That people are tending to use it more in therapy.
Okay. Okay, stop there. So what you're telling me now is that working with ACT, you're talking about workplace, but most of the practitioners today are using it in therapy.
That's exactly right.
And your drive with this website, with the blog, is to build up awareness for how to use it in the workplace.
Yes.
Super. Right. Why doesn't it tell me that then?
Because I'm a bit stupid.
No, that was me at the beginning. No. But imagine the process we've just gone through of who's coming and what do I want them to do. Now, if you want to spread the word about using ACT in the workplace, and you're a big proponent of that, and that means if more people talk about it, then you will go along for the ride and you'll be known in that space as educating people of how to use ACT in the workplace.
Yeah.
And you're basically attracting a whole lot of ACT practitioners who are really a lot of therapy-based people.
Yeah.
Then you want to think of strategies of, well, if I've got therapy-based people coming to my site, so this is, remember, the who's coming, what do you want them to do, and how are you going to get them to do it?
Yeah.
Right. So who's coming to my site? Well, actually, most of the people come to my site are therapy-based ACT practitioners. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want them to do? I really want them to probably A, understand how it can be used in the workplace, and then B, look for opportunities to share this with people to spread the word.
Yeah.
And then my third question is, well, how do you do that? And then that's when we start to look at how we design this blog and how it's even that banner. And I know that's like a WordPress standard banner, or you've probably grabbed it from a stock photo. But
Yes.
if you had in there, because let me just share something with everyone. Terry says, thought it was Act Sage software. Terry thought. I actually thought it was Act in New Zealand is a political party, which is why I thought that's.
Right.
But anyway, so I digress slightly.
Yeah.
If you look at a page, and this is for everyone, you want to look at your website and you look at a capital F. Okay, so my mouse is drawing a capital F at the moment. So the line across the top, then you come down, and then you come up, and then you do the middle part of the F here. Okay, so capital F.
Yeah.
And for everyone as well, you see where my line stops here, and there's all the other stuff underneath the page. Well, where my line stops, this is called the fold here. So where you hear people talking about above the fold and below the fold, this is the fold. So this is everything on my screen that I can see without having to do anything. And something I love to teach people when they look at website designs is picture a monkey on speed looking for a banana.
Yeah.
And what that means is I come to a website, and you know, people say, oh, the average time for someone to be on a website is X number of seconds or X number of minutes. It's rubbish. People will look at your website for about 3 seconds and then they're gone if they can't find what they're looking for. So you think of a monkey on speed looking for a banana, right? Right. Where is it? No. Okay. I don't know. Too hard. Off. Okay. That's how quick people look at websites. So what you want to do is, even this picture here, you could say, have some writing in here. ACT is used 94% by therapy practitioners. This website is designed to show you how ACT can work in the workplace and help you share that for the benefit of you and others, or something like that. Yeah. Tell me, so straight away I know what the point of the website is. You could get like that done on Doodle or something and it looks quite funky or whatever here, or even just write it and then create a picture and put it here. Okay, then
that's really good.
Then once you've told me that, okay, well, I know what to do. Okay, great. Then home, contact us. Why should I contact you? I don't know you yet. Okay. So again, these are strangers that we want to make friends through to possible customers, clients. So home, the first thing I want to do, when you get to a new city and you don't know what you do, what do you do? What's the first thing you do when you go to a new city?
Get a map.
Yeah. So the next thing is how to use this site. I'll do that next.
Right.
Okay. Or the other way you could do that is have menus to saying, if you're a current practitioner, therapy practitioner, click here. If But tell me, almost thinking about using ACT at work, click here. Okay. Improving performance and well-being at work. If everyone knows it's ACT, the people who are visiting this website then talk about it and say using ACT at work, or learn how to use ACT in the workplace. People who are here who are practitioners should already know what ACT is. So that might not be inside of here as the menu. That might be improving inside one of these, or inside really all of these.
Yeah.
Now, training courses, resilience training. Oh, you got all of these. I didn't see that. See, again, I didn't know that without clicking on it. The role of psychology, flexibility, useful resources. Okay. Now, I assume that the ACT practitioners will know what this means.
Yes.
But you're writing this for, and so that you could simplify that, ACT in the workplace. For you, for others, how to share it, maybe, if you want them to share. See that some of that menu almost went past the fold. There's too many menus in there, and I had to scroll looking.
Yeah.
That's on my screen. About us. Well, you've got about this site here and how to use this site, so don't duplicate up. Our values is always nice and very corporate-y, but it doesn't. That's I wouldn't, but it's up to you. Training courses. Now, can they buy from you, or is this information to then talk to you about?
So yeah, so then they contact us.
Okay. So you could even have a training course page, just a page, which talks about bullet points of these are different training courses. If you want more information, sign up here and I'll email you a PDF of a workbook of the training courses.
Yeah.
And that straight away then starts getting you to collect information. Because we want to collect their name and email address. What is ACT? One of them could be share this with other people. And if you want to download a great sort of ACT for dummies, let's say, then download this and then you can share it with people. And then you have a PDF which looks nice. You've had it published, use a publisher file or something, put it together, just elance it for $10 or $20, comes back looking beautiful. And then you have practitioners, therapy practitioners, who are sharing this with those who they think actually in the workplace. Oh yeah, that's great. And because I'm going to make a guess that those practitioners just love ACT and they want to share it with everyone who listen.
Yes.
And you want to give them tools that they can share to help other people listen.
Yeah.
And again, that can be give us your name and email address here, and we will email you the workbook, the ACT for Dummies. And it could even, if you do that well enough, that could even become a product that you can sell. Or share with a tweet or something like that, so it goes a bit viral and more people learn about ACT. And you should have in the ACT for Dummies. What ACT isn't? ACT isn't Sage Software. ACT isn't a political party in New Zealand. Thanks, Jamie. And then, so your blogging's fine, and it talks, I'm assuming, this language, talking about mistakes, and this looks similar to one of my recent posts, actually. Because I wrote about when I made a mistake and then went, this is what I learned from it. Yeah, I did. I really did. We're here to encourage new ways of thinking, so this won't be easy. The alternative is lived in the service of not getting things wrong. So what do you want? For every blog post, I try and start a conversation. Say, what do you think?
Yeah.
At the end. Because then if people comment, have you got a comment system installed here?
Yes.
Just go and have a look.
Yes.
read this. Oh, you have got 4, but I wonder. Oh, this was Rob who wrote this. I wonder. Leave a reply. Look at Disqus, Disqus. Disqus. I think that's how it's spelled. Disqus, which is a plugin, and it allows more viral sharing when people respond. I install that on my
DISQS.
QUS. Yeah, let me type it here. Disqus. Oh no, I spelled that wrong. What's that? Let me spell that right. It's probably going to take me to there. No, it takes me to Egypt. Okay, Disqus. It wasn't Egypt I was aiming for. It was this one. This. This is free WordPress plugin. Disqus. So I install that on my client site and on my site as well. And then you can have one dashboard to monitor it, and it's inside of WordPress, etc. So that one. Okay. So that's what I'd add there to try and spread the word. But make sure you give Rob as well the hint to ask a question at the end. What do you think? Because he's ended this just on a.
Yeah.
And it's good that he's got some. But if you look at Michael Port as an example today, put a post up, and I think by the time I commented, there was already 30 odd comments on it, and that was within a couple of hours because he asked a question at the end.
Yeah.
So you want engagement. Enter your email address to subscribe to this blog and receive notifications when you post by email. That's good. And 1705, that's a good number. I guess the question is, what else could be in it to entice more people? But then I make an assumption that you know how many people visit this site and you've got Google Analytics installed, and then you know how many people are not signing up.
Yes.
Okay, or how many people have visitors sign up. And that's Google Goals.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've just recently taught people how to set up Google Goals, which is part of Google Analytics in here. Okay, so that's that. And then if you've got that sorted and then the right types of people are reading it and getting the benefit and sharing it, and then they go, okay, I'm going to want to talk to Rachel. Okay, well, I really like Rachel's post, let's say. And down here it says, where is Rob's? So it doesn't actually have in here. What you'd want to do is when you, if I click on Rob Archer here, it goes to his posts. But if you have a little author bio box underneath, then the author bio box, then someone go, oh, I like Rob, let's go and look at his website. Click. Yes, it's here, but that just happens that it lines up. I'm talking about it being here. Author bio box. And also it gives you a backlink and a search engine optimization backlink for Google between your sites. Okay. And then when they get to the Rachel one, then this is more of a, well, what do you want them to do? So if you know that a biggest lot of visitors are from your ACT blog, then again, what do you want them to do here? Because that only stops flicking when I put my mouse on it. Okay, but I'd delay the flicking to at least like 30 seconds to give my eyes time to get used to the picture and read it. If you like this, but I'd be, this is sort of standard website stuff. And just think of the people who are visiting and what's in it for them and what are they looking for.
Yeah.
Because you've got executive coaching, team facilitation workshops. To do with what though? ACT, I know now because I've come from an ACT blog, but if it didn't come from the ACT blog, but if you said about Rachel, about ACT, how to get ACT into your workplace, or how to get the benefits of ACT in your work, and strip most of the rest of that out. And again, if you have Google Analytics on this, you can see what pages people are going to. And another tool to install, and you can install the free version of this. There is a free version of this if you hunt around on the page, but ClickTail. just pull this one up. Clicktail.com. I install this on all my clients' websites as well. And what this allows you to do, see that heat map there? It shows where people look on the screen. And it does that because as I move my mouse around, people, you know, when people read a book, they move their finger to read a book. On a website, most people move their mouse where their eyes go, and the software tracks where the mouse goes. Okay. Ooh. So this is pretty cool. It costs a lot of money. I say it costs a lot of money. It's if you sell online and you use this properly, it makes itself back usually in its first sale. But there's a free version. You can track your homepage, and it'll record X number of recordings. So go sign up there and look for the free on the plan page. There is, I think it's you have to find it. It's hidden further down. I think compare plans. Oh yeah, there's the free plan. Oh yeah, it's free. Okay, they've changed it. You did have to hunt around. Now they're just so 400 page views a month. Okay. So that's what, and then you can get a plugin for WordPress and it goes straight in. And then you will know where people go on your website, but I'm going to guess that they don't really know where to go.
Yeah.
I love the pictures though, the professional pictures, just the contrast I'd look at. And yeah, it looks nice, but you just need to add what you want them to do. And I'm going to guess you don't get lots of leads from your website.
This is a brand new website.
Okay.
So it's hard to know yet.
Well, how new is new?
But most of my, and like a week.
I could have got you 20 leads in a week. I say with a smile on my face, just because I did it recently with a squeeze page and pointed some traffic at it, and all its job was to collect leads. So, but yeah. I think if you make those changes because you better understand the types of people who are visiting, it's going to make it easier for them. Using Clicktail, you'll start seeing the improvements when more people click, etc.
Yeah, I get a bit of a better idea. Yeah, that's
all right.
So, no, that's really useful, Jeremy. Really useful indeed. Thank you.
Any other questions?
We've got a lot to do.
Yeah, sorry. I love these sessions. I give lots of people lots of jobs to do, and then I sit here just drinking coffee.
Just like, oh, you just look at my job list now. So my only other question is, and I think it's answered. So at the bottom, so I've got my sign-in form at the bottom left, and I didn't realise that it actually doesn't come up unless you scroll down to it. So that Get Monthly Evidence-Based Success Tip on the bottom left is my sign-in box, but that's not a good place for it, is it?
I was chatting away with mute on. Let me do that again. I can hardly read that with the font and the grey. Okay. Right. So if this is your sign up, if this is your call to action, I missed it. And I've had this site open now for half an hour. Not 3 seconds. Okay. Yeah. So I'd probably, if this is what you want people to do, I'd probably redesign this and have your call to action here. Think of the capital F, which is why on lots of websites you'll see across the top will be the menu, and possibly even nowadays you see sign up forms across the top. And then usually sign up forms are about here on a page because it's the end of the capital F.
Yeah.
Okay. So on most of my websites, I have a sign up form here. Or at the bottom of my copy if I've got engaging copy, which is aimed to get people to the bottom. And if they don't get to the bottom, I'm not that bothered because it wasn't right for them. In a nice way.
That's cool.
All right.
That's brilliant, Jamie, as always. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I'll send you the invoice in the post. Not a problem. I think the big list of jobs is enough for you to be getting on with. So yeah, you've got a web developer to help you do all of that, have you? Or are you doing this by yourself?
Yes. Yes, I have. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Good. Great stuff. Well, I'm glad I could help. And Rachel, I'll put you back on mute. And we have next Actually, I'll leave you off mute, Rachel, because Peter can't talk because he's got his iPad and Peter's website's next. So I can have a conversation with you, Rachel, about Peter's website.
Yeah.
Let's make this more interactive. Keystone hr.com.au. Okay, Peter, are you ready? Are you online? Are you watching? Just making sure you're here before I start on your website. You can just let me know. He's on his iPad. He's pressing buttons and trying to type stuff in without spilling his coffee on his iPad. Peter, just give me a shout to let me know you're there before I give you all this advice and you weren't there. While I wait for Peter to confirm that he's there, if anyone else wants me to look at their website, please just put it in the questions box. Okay, let me know. If it's easier for you to put your hand up, Peter, do that. Of course, I mean on the GoToWebinar, not just where you sat. I'm here and no hand up button. Okay, good. I just glad you are here. Super. Ian here. Ian's here. We're just going to call Peter different names today because he said he was on his iPad and no mic, and I didn't know who Mike was. Okay, so Keystone HR. Let's have a look at the website, shall we? I have your permission to speak freely, Peter, without having to bounce around any bushes. I haven't had a response yet, but I'll expect a yes. Yes, thank you, Peter. Now, you can see my screen, Rachel?
Yeah.
What's your first impressions when you look at that page?
I feel a little bit overwhelmed by the words.
Yeah.
But then as I start to read the words, I'm kind of like, oh, that's interesting. I like in this world of ever shrinking resources, the war for talent is a real one. I like that.
Okay. So, Peter, way too much on here. Way too much. My eyes haven't got a clue where to go. Home, Candidate Center, about Keystone, client information, contact us. But let me ask the question again, okay, Peter? Who are, I think there's two types of people who probably visit you, Peter, as a guess, and they are people who are recruiters and people who are looking for work. Okay. So with an assumption there, which one of those two are most important to you, Peter? And I know it's a chicken and egg, but which one would be most important to you, the recruiter or the candidate? You can even just do R or C to save your typing if you want. Candidate center, client information, about Keystone. Peter's still typing. So when I get here, let's assume that I acknowledge that it, okay, hold on. Candidate and client both important, and I acknowledge it's very crowded. Okay. So you just need to make this simple as possible. And if you've got a lot of stuff to share, what you want to treat your website is like a map. We talked before about a map, but it's like a map, and I want to find the information that's right for me, and I want to find it quickly. So I want a road sign. Take me by the hand, and if you can be that nice sounding lady and turn left here, which I obviously can't be, but I want you to guide me to where I need to go. When I get here and there's that much over the screen, I'm like, oh geez, there's a lot there. All of these nice looking people with a smile on the face and lots of different outfits, I can guess why it's there, as in we're saying that we look after everyone. But that's a whole lot of real estate taken up there, almost probably a third of the page with a pretty picture. Then this, and then this here. So let's assume I'm a client and I'm looking, and someone's told me Keystone's possibly a good place for me to go and get some help. Okay, right, home, candidate center, about Keystone, client, contact us. Okay, well, I'll go. See, my eyes, I haven't even got down here yet. I've looked at all these people and I've skipped over that and I'm looking at the menu. Okay, well, maybe about, okay, well, and that just went to black when I went over it for some reason. Okay, now it's changed. Okay, about Keystone. Okay, well, what is it that's good about these guys? We specialize in talent selection, performance, retention, acquisition, working with companies that operate in engineering and technical disciplines. Okay, it's a long sentence there. Keystone HR has established itself as a specialist resource. Okay, so this website is one of those, I guess, classic brochures. Peter says, I need a bigger screen. It's not about you, Peter. It's all about me. Remember, I'm the visitor. But and this is on my laptop. You're looking at my laptop, 13-inch laptop. If I drag that over to my bigger screen, which is you can't see it at the moment, but if I go over there, it's actually I lose more of that. So this is actually okay. If I let me do a zoom. If I zoom out of this so I can see the whole page, now the words are too small for me to read. Okay. And no, I don't wear glasses. And no, I'm not super old just yet for my eyes to be failing just yet. But, okay, well, that, yeah, fine. Okay, that sort of tells me about what you do. But again, I'm turning off. I'm being turned off at this point because there's nothing what's in it for me. Okay, as a potential, let's say I'm a potential recruiter, there's nothing in it for me. But let's go to client information. Okay, I'm not actually a client yet, but okay. Yeah, that's just fill that job. We want to fill that job with the right person. Okay. I have to put a lot of effort to read this. And remember, 3 seconds, monkey, speed, banana. So possibly the thing that you do, Peter, is help people fill a job, which is a hard job to fill. So if you were to have something that says something like, do you have a hard position to fill? ? That'd get me. This is the before Jamie version. No holds barred. Okay, yeah, I understand. I think I understand. Oh, I get you. I think I get you. You're saying go for it, and then you're going to rechange it. So okay, good. So if you had do you have a problem position? Then, and I'm here saying I've got a problem, and apparently you guys are the ones to help me with a problem. Then I'm going to click on, yeah, I've got a problem. Okay, and then the page should tell me, okay, you've probably looked around and you've probably seen people and you've had promises and people have failed you. So you're talking in my language. And this is now copywriting 101, where you have 3 to 4 yous to every me or I. So you're talking 3 to 4 times more about the person who's reading than yourself. That's what I teach people in copywriting. So it's all about me. Whereas here it's our, we, what, we, our. Okay, all of that will be we and our all the way through. So you need to be writing, so you're talking to me. Okay. So talk in the language that you know someone's looking for. And from a candidate perspective, then it would be slightly different. It would be, I guess they are super skilled at what they do. And so that would be a specialist recruiting or specialist skills. And whatever the term is you come up with, are you super, are you very, very skilled at what you do? Or super skilled ? And then when you click on it, you're very, very skilled at what you do, and you struggle to find the right types of company to help you get the right type of job. Well, that's what we do. We find hard to find jobs. And so with your super special skills, we can help you. Okay. To find out more about what we do, put your name in the box below and sign up, and I'll email you the steps on what you need to do to get registered on our database. So straight away you can capture them. Okay, so that's how I do that one. So yeah, big overhaul, just simplify that. Only have probably 2 to 3 menu items. and just clean up that. I don't think you've got WordPress there. I don't know what website system you use, but I recommend WordPress to everyone to get a design really clean and easy. If you ever wanted to do it yourself, it's really easy to do yourself, also really easy to outsource. WordPress is the tool of choice for my staff when we build websites for my clients, for the whole website thing that we deliver. So that's what I would do there. Do you have any questions, Peter, at this point? Was there anything else, Rachel, while you're off mute, that you want to add to what I've shared there from us as a reader?
The only thing I noticed is there's a few little typos scattered through the website, including in that tagline. Between performance and retention, there's a little gap, and there's a funny A above. Between performance and retention, there's sort of like, there's too many gaps, and there's a few little bits like that throughout. And me as a client, what I would be thinking is these people don't pay much attention to detail.
Okay.
And that would worry me.
Okay. Well, that's good feedback. And there's different styles of readers. And Peter, Rachel's a very detailed reader. I skipped over that and just realized there was a whole chunk missing at the end. But you've got, I use NetObjects Fusion, and yes, I'm hopeless with that detail. There you go. Thank you, Peter. Actually, it's not you, Peter. It was Jeff who was hopeless with the detail, or whoever else you want to call today. Okay, anything else, Rachel, as you look at this?
The other thing is I actually did find I was quite fascinated with that picture at the top, and kind of all the people and their different outfits. But then I was kind of thinking, if I'm recruiting in a particular field, well, if these guys do everything, how can they be good at everything? How can they be good at both doctors and looks like a gardener and an office worker and a construction worker? How that kind of worried me.
That's great feedback. And to add to that, Peter, Peter says valid comment. Think as well, Peter, if you're specializing in the hard to find position, then if you had a different picture here, and you can get these quite easy on stock photos, although I wouldn't have a picture this big on your site, by the way, because you take up so much real estate. But if you had a picture, you could have like a picture of a team, and then there's a gap of a missing sort of cutout person. And then you go, this is like a top skill to fill, and you can't. I can. Photolia, yeah, stock photo. So was that useful, Peter? And Peter, do you have any questions at this point that we can help you with? Myself and Rachel, the new website advisory team. Hold on, I shouldn't say that because she'll send me a bill next. Anything else, Peter? And I've got a gap. There's no more websites in my question box. So if you want to put your website forward, come on, don't hold back. Peter just says, great, thank you. Agree with the critique. No worries, Peter. Remember, I am recording this, so I'll make the recording available later so you can go through it again. Get rid of some of my reminders. Terry says, my website is just one page under total redo from Concrete 5 to WordPress, and thanks to BYS and you. Well, let's pull it up anyway on the screen. Let's have a look. Just loading up. Taking care. Optimizing business. Taking care of the details that small business owners can take care of business. My mission is to empower and enable others in their pursuit. See now, as an example, Peter, because this is almost the total opposite, I've only got one thing to read. So I'm reading it, and that's why you can all hear me reading out loud. Okay, and now, Terry, as I look at this, and it's great that you're doing a redesign, which is super. If you had a wireframe, as in just a mock-up design, you could feel free to send it to me and I'll look at it. But my my, it's all my, and it's all about you. And I don't, to be honest, I don't care about you as a website visitor. I, of course, very much care about you as part of Book Yourself Solid, and I'm here to help. But as a visitor, I'm not reading to come and read about you unless I'm checking you out. And I actually have a page on my website that is all about me, because I say, if you are checking me out, here is everything you need to know about me. But most of every other page I ever write is about the person who's reading my page. Okay, so you could say, my mission is to empower and enable others in their pursuit of success. So you could change that to say, are you looking for success in your business? If you had someone like me to help you, would that add value to you? If you had another pair of arms and legs in your business to take your business to the next level, what could that do for your future? So see, I'm basically asking questions. Actually, Terry, I might even be able to take you off mute. Let me just check. Um, Terry, do you have a microphone? Terry, you there?
Yes, hello.
Oh, super. I'll leave Rachel off mute for now, and we'll see how the quality goes, so we can have a bit of a chat. It's nice to be interactive. So Terry, so I was giving you that feedback. So just before I go any further, how's that sounding so far?
Good, I'm just trying to write it all down.
Remember, I'm recording this, so you can
Oh,
also,
great.
let me just check. I have pressed record. Yes, I have. Super. So you can listen to the recording again. But the copywriting lesson is, the lesson when I wrote it was me, and that was the title of the email, and it was all about me. But you want to have you 3 to 4 times more than any I's or we's.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, One of the, I've been struggling with where I'm going to go with my business, and one of the things I've been exploring is working with writers. I've worked with a psychologist who has written a book, and I've actually done her website for her. And I've spoken with her publisher, and the publisher was saying that nonfiction writers, particularly therapists and consultants, coaches, they really, you know, could use the help of someone who has a business background who can take care of the whole business part, because they still have a practice and they're writing a book, so they're doing the creative, but all of the business stuff behind it is what they struggle with. So that's kind of where I'm trying to figure out how to put that website and voice it for that direction.
Rachel, what did you just hear Terry say?
That she's planning to make a target market non-fiction authors who are consultants or coaches or psychologists to help them do the kind of admin practical side of writing and marketing a book.
Yeah. I'm really glad this is recorded, Terry, because you can go back and listen to what you just said.
Yes.
Because what you just said, I understood exactly what you could do to help me if I was in that field.
Oh, so I finally articulated what I'm going to do.
Pretty much.
Yay!
But what
Yay!
you've gone from one side of the scale to almost at the other end, and I say almost because the the only thing you're missing is the, I guess, the big number one result. And the number one result, would it be to have a book published, or would it be to add them credibility and expert status in their field, or would it be to add an extra revenue stream to their business? Or would it be to generate more leads for the business? There's 4 different benefits there that I've just done off the top of my head,
hmm
and one of those will be most important.
I think it's the revenue stream, and particularly with a therapist that is working one-on-one, who wants to go to the one-to-many and reach out and have that different revenue stream and that different outlet for what they do. That's the market.
I had a few different outcomes there. If it's revenue based, then they can get you don't make a lot of money by selling a book.
Right.
but you'd get more prospects and leads, which would mean you would get booked solid, which means you could increase your prices and therefore your revenue goes up. Is one way. The other way is if you've gone to the trouble of writing a book and you've structured your learning of how someone can do it, then you can create that into a program and then you can leverage yourself into group training programs.
Right.
So there's a few different outcomes there. And by the way, there are some people who may just say, no, I want to look like a celebrity because the guy next door just got a bigger car than me and I want to look bigger and better than him.
Well, that's why I'm going for nonfiction instead of fiction.
Oh, it's still. I'm just adding it in there because it's. Or they might say, actually, I want a book because I want to pursue more of speaking gigs, and I want the book to help open more doors for me from a credibility perspective. So, and you will learn this by. You've gone through the self-promotional strategies and you can revisit them because you've got access to the videos to keep listening to it and look for the opportunities to weave this together to then educate. Because on your page, your site then could all be about, I'm going to hold your hand and help you publish a book and do most of the hard work for you. And this, if you had a book, these are the types of things you could get out of it. And then you list everything we've just talked about. And they'll go, wow, I want that one. Terry, get me a book. Yeah?
Yep, I'm writing.
I'm just so happy this is recorded. I just need to make sure I don't delete the recording before I give it to you.
Oh, God, no.
I know. God, no, indeed. Hopefully now there's 10 other people writing this down as well, just to be sure. And it's really funny because when you try and put on a website what you do, it forces you to say, well, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully all of you now, as you're looking at your own website and you're thinking, well, that doesn't convey really what I do. When you try and put everything that you do in the world on a website, it forces you to say, how do I get it all onto one page? As in my home page, and what's the map and what does my business look like? So I think, do you have any questions, Terry, or was that plenty enough to keep you going for now?
No, that's really good. I mean, I have a template that I'm going to be working with. I can put it up now, but it takes off everything else that I have. But it does have some call to actions at the bottom. There's 3, call to action spots. And what I was playing with putting down there was get started, get more, get optimized. But I'm not sure if optimized really fits with that market. Optimize I was using more for working with small business owners and helping with their websites, and Optimize fits a little better with that.
You lost me a bit. Sorry, say that bit again because my mind wandered for a split second and you lost me. So say that again.
Well, sorry. Obviously it's just too wordy. No, and the template that I'm working with, it has 3 boxes at the bottom,
Yep.
which is a good place for a call to action. So what I was going to label them was get started, and then for people who are starting, get more for some of the authors that are already published that have gone through it, but know what a nightmare it is to do it themselves. And then my last one was going to be get optimized, but I'm not sure if optimize fits in with.
Well, see, that's why you lost me, because the first 2 were super clear and I knew what they meant. So if I was in that market, I would have followed it. But get optimized it's just too clever.
So get published would be better.
Well, if that's what you mean by get optimized, then yeah, because I understand what that means.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but put it up there and test it, and that's that. And then when you talk to people, and they go, "Well, I came from here," and almost like the roadmap I was talking about, you're telling me that you're going to have 3 boxes there, and whatever stage they're at, they're going to click on the right stage for them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
Yeah, great, good stuff. Okay. Well, you're very welcome and really nice to talk to you. Let me leave you off mute for now, just while I can, just because I can, and we'll see who else is next on the list. George, Mine is still in planning as businesses doesn't go live until January. The general design tips are great. Keep the what to do and not what to do tips coming. Smiley. Thank you, George. Sonia. Hi, Jamie. No microphone today. We're currently working on a new website, so we're already planning plenty of changes, but it would still be good to have feedback on the current one. Or I could email a draft proposed version of the new homepage as we've done. Well, let me look at the current one. Okay. And we're just having Mark join us, so I think Mark might have missed the updates on the time zone. Welcome, Mark. I think you probably missed the time zone changes because we'll keep going though. So we're looking at now Antanas Procuta Architects. Okay, practice projects process. So I have a bit of an insight into this because Sonia, you and I a little while ago did a whiteboard session to design this, and we basically mapped out your business, and that whiteboard design, I'm hoping, has fed into the design of your new site. And again, it's what's in it for me when I get there. And so here it's very generic, and it's, well, am I looking to build? Am I a corporate person? Am I a government person? Or who are you focused on? And I have to feel my way around this site. Again, the pictures are flicking quite fast, so I'm going to start getting a headache in a minute. I didn't know even this was down here. I just found it accidentally. I might have not even seen that because that almost looks like it finishes there from a look and feel. Got these news. Okay. But definitely have it focused on the visitor. So who is visiting your website, what do you want them to do, and how are you going to get them to do it? So with your design that you've got and that you're in progress with, apply those questions on every single page. Who's visiting this site? And then when they get to the site and then you take them to the next page, who is that person visiting that page, and talk the language that they'll best understand. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Okay, thanks, Bruce, for putting your hand up. Are you telling me that your audio is working? Thank you, Bruce. I think there's been a few of us have missed the changes of daylight savings and time zones in New Zealand. We started an hour ago, but it's good. It's all recorded, so you can watch the replay. But if you could just update the last two sessions, check in Facebook for the times for the next sessions. But Sonia, any questions on that? For those who have just joined, if you want me to look at your website, then just drop your website into the question box. And we currently have, who have we got? Let me remind myself. I've got Rachel and I've got Terry off mute, and they're currently my web design group. They're giving me design advice as well. Rachel, as you look at this website, what do you see when you look at this website?
I see the lovely photos of really nice design. I think that's really impressive. But the writing is kind of boring. It's like that picture there of the lady and the kids, I've got no idea why that's there. It doesn't seem to fit with any of the others. But the other I love all of the other pictures. They're like, they're really good. But the designs are all kind of funky and interesting, and then the writing is really boring and corporate, and it kind of doesn't align for me.
Okay, good feedback. Thank you. Terry, what's your thoughts when you look at the website?
Well, first, it's a clean design. I think the colors are good, like the orange at the top, and then bringing down into the text, the orange kind of leads your eye down, but of course you don't get to go too far down under the fold. With the pictures, the photos are beautiful. I hope that's all of theirs. But I think usually when you're having a rotating hero shot like that, it might be good to limit it to 3, maybe 4, but also maybe have some text in there saying what this is. We do corporate design, we do residential, or, the specialties or sustainable design, but kind of give a little more information on what those photos are. And then you could have a photo gallery or photo portfolio later on where you have, each picture in turn and what was done and why it's important to you to be on your website.
Yeah. So Sonia says, thanks very much. That's a good reminder about checking the language for each page. Thank you for the feedback. Agree about the text. So thank you to my web design advisory board. This is great. And so what was that, Rachel?
It was fun.
It was fun. We haven't finished yet because Diane's just arrived. So I hope that's okay. Sonia, if you've got any more questions, fire them through. So Diane's just arrived. Diane, have you got a microphone? Yes or no? You normally don't have. I think I have a microphone tonight. Can test it. Ooh, okay, let's see. Diane, you have a chat and let's see if we can hear you. 1, 2, 3. Is there a little button on your microphone that possibly says mute? Because I had mine on earlier. Okay, I'm going to leave you unmuted in case suddenly you come through, but I'm going to just pull your website up now. Let's have a look at it. And by the way, the picture of that lady on that photo that people didn't know what it was, the gent next to that lady is Ant Harness, who is the guy who owns the company. Okay. Right. Okay. Diane, I assume I guess it doesn't work. Okay, I'm going to mute you back up. Okay. Guess it doesn't work. Darn, Diane said. Darn. I can't do that in an American accent. I could try it later a bit. Okay, so first impressions, it took a little while to load. Okay, so I've got a feeling that the images, your pictures on your front page are possibly a bit too big in terms of file size. First impression. Second impression, looks great. Okay, as I look at that, I've come to a photography site. I know you for photography. So I come to this site. Do I want to go to Facebook? Do I want to look at the website or do I want to look at the blog? So that's straight away you're telling me where to go. But I have a sneaking suspicion. I wouldn't have known otherwise. I would have just clicked on one of these three. Okay. But there's something underneath here. Okay. And there's also, now that's okay. We've gone from really good to what is going on down here. So scroll down and it's, if I click on this, no, okay, that takes me to Facebook. Okay. If I click on this website, that takes me to a different page. Okay, let's let them load up. And the blog, and that takes me to a different page. Okay. Okay, apart from probably swearing at you because you've just made 3 extra things pop up on my screen and taken up processor on my own computer. So loading it up in a new window. That's just the link. Facebook website and blog. It's great that you're telling me where to go, but you haven't focused it on a type of person. Okay, so why would I want to go to Facebook? Number 1, who has visited? Number 2, what do you want them to do? Number 3, how are you going to get them to do it? So what is the assumption? And tell me, Diane, tell me in the chat box, in the question box, if you could only let your website talk to one type of person, who would that type of person be? Oh, I've got music playing now. Where's that coming from? Have you got somewhere on the website? You've got this playing music, haven't you? Okay. Let's hold on, let me get rid of this now. Hold on. Okay. Now that's cute, but that annoys the heck out of me, personally, when something like that happens, that I didn't know where that was coming from. I have to go find it. I'll come back to the website in a sec. That's just me personally, okay? I'll ask my website advisory board who are on the phone. Ladies, do you enjoy music just playing randomly, automatically, that you don't expect? Yes or no?
No, it freaks me out.
No, I don't like music and I don't like videos starting by themselves.
Okay. And look, that's just three of us. Okay, so that is 100% of the website advisory board, but it is just three of us. Um, so Diane says, I asked who's the target market, and Diane says, mum with young to elementary age kids with enough income to afford great portraits and who values them. Okay, right. So if that's the best type of person you want, then these three blocks on the front, which are super, I love it because it just tells me it's almost like a pick which place you want to go to. So parents, elementary age kids with enough income to afford great portraits. So one of these could be book a portrait. One of these could be get tips on how to do a great portrait of your kids. And one of these could be, do you want photos like these for your children? Or do you want to capture memories like these? And then you click on it and you have then photos which just show elementary age kids looking all cute and fantastic and everything and make parents go, I want that picture. Potentially on every single picture, there's a little call to action. Click here if you want to look at how you can get a photo like this for your children or for your family or for your memories. Okay, so I'd lose everything else down here. I'd lose all the rest of this because even that as a starter is great because then you'll know where people are going. Really easy to track as well. Okay. So hold on, I've forgotten what I clicked on. I clicked on Facebook. So Facebook. Now here's your Facebook page. So that's quite good actually. I like that from because you're a photographer and here's your photography. And there's all the elementary age and families and stuff and proudly serving 20 years Treasure Coast. Okay, I'm going to add you as a friend. Okay, please don't reject me. I don't like being rejected. And you've got loads of photos, and you've also got whoever that is, Vanessa Behrens. Is she a singer? I don't know. But if I'm looking at family and elementary kids, she looks a bit. I don't know. Anyway, but if you had a whole lot of photos in here, because I think you told me that you post photos in here. Diane says, "I won't reject you. Thank you." If you had loads of photos in here, which I think you do, and you tag them and you share them, let's go and have a look at some photos. They came out beautiful, fantastic, cool. Now this is good. This is social proof. Okay, so maybe you could even say on here, because it says Facebook, you could say, join me on Facebook and see some of the most recent photos of families. And then you could actually just put all your photos on Facebook and get people to share them and build up a following on Facebook, and your website feeds them to there. One of these could be how I take my photos or something. So you tell people about the process and then how to book. Okay, you want people to be able to book off your website. Okay, because people will be coming here going, I want the photos, Diane, she's so good, or I want a photo, book. Okay, good, book. Okay, but it's good to use, although that hasn't loaded up, though it is probably my internet speed. That's a cool photo. Yeah, we're going a bit slow just because I've got lots of people unmuted on my call and I'm in the countryside in New Zealand, so there's a few cows having to run a bit quicker to get the internet through to my house. Hey, look at me. That's one of those photos. That's one of those. Yeah, that's one of those photos going, I'm an angel now, but you wait 5 minutes and I'm going to get that white paint on this shirt. And you could even have a competition of what are they actually thinking. So that would be quite funny. But that's just me. But whether the mums would appeal to that, that's probably just the dads. That could be a dad competition. So that's, remember what we're trying to do is build up the profile of how good you are and what a beauty. This was the night shot, obviously. Come on, load. That's a cool family photo. Yeah, so you guys are gorgeous. and you can get them to share it. And you've put their name in, yeah. And you could even do, you talked about referral. You were asking in referral strategies. You could have people refer through Facebook, and if your friend has referred you, then you get this coupon to get 10% off if you've come through Facebook. Okay, and visit our website, and the website will take them to find out how to do it themselves. I love this, just the simplicity, but I get rid of everything underneath. And the web design advisory board has said we don't like the music. And whether, honestly, whether this becomes a little bit redundant in the short term because you feed everyone to Facebook, you could even have this in a Facebook page if you knew how to set up a Facebook page properly, because that's just what I mean by a Facebook page is a Facebook tab, and you run this as a personality. I've just gone across quite a few topics there. Was that helpful, Diane? Yes. Okay. Great. Well done, website advisory team. Actually, hold on. Let me go to my team. And is there any other feedback, ladies, from your perspective of when you visit this, when you look at this? What's your thoughts from what you've seen?
They're beautiful photographs, and it really shows her talent. So that's a great use of, showing her talent.
Okay, thank you, Terry.
I agree with what you said, that it's a lovely site, but I just don't know what to do with those things. And so you need kind of a bit of guidance of which of those buttons you want to click. But I think the thing that Diane's got going on Facebook, where people are commenting on the photos she's taken, is fantastic. I think that would just really, if a friend of mine, if I knew my kid's photo was going to be there and then a friend comments on it, and I think it's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, and Diane, are you running your Diane page as a business page, or as your personal page? Because there is a subscribe button there, but I wonder if this is I think this is a personal page, I think. And if it is, if you change it to run it as a personality page, or a personal page. If you run this as a business page, then you can actually have people like you, and then when they like you at any time, that's the same as subscribe, but not many people will know to subscribe. But if you have people like you, you're going to go viral a lot quicker. Now, Diane asked a really interesting question. And Diane says, can you look at the actual website? Which is really an interesting question, Diane, because I went to your website and here it is in front of me. Now, I know what you mean, because when I click on this, I go to another site here, which in your mind is your website. But I know from a technical level that's a whole different website. I know that, but most visitors won't know that. Okay? And this is your website. This is what we get to and we look at, and this technically is your website. If that makes sense. What you're doing though is you're feeding me to this site, which is more like a brochure site. I can't read any of this, by the way. I'm really struggling to read this. I think it's the same font as your name here, but I can't read it. I can read this plenty fine. But yeah, I really don't know what to do here. I'm now getting close to my laptop. That says praise, I think. That says relationships, babies, HS seniors, business. But I struggle to read that. But if you change your Facebook page, and Diane says there's a personal page, but also have Dultmeyer photography one. I'm not sure what to do with that. Whether you want to just be known for you or the Dultmeyer photography, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, by the way. If you want to be known as the Dultmeier, then use that page, and then when you're posting on Facebook, just post as Dultmeier Photography, and then you'll be spreading that name, if that's the name you want to be built as and known as your personal brand. Okay. But your process is great. You just want to do it as a business page so people can like you. And then that's going to, every time you post, you're going to have more and more people watching you. We have a landing page so that we have SEO. We have a landing page so that we have SEO. Whoever gave you SEO advice needs shooting. Sorry. Should I have been less succinct? That's not good SEO advice. Sorry. Yeah, anyway. If you wanted traffic to come back to your website, then you could actually have a blog posts, which is this one. And you write in here. And so if someone was giving you SEO advice, they'd tell you how to write the words in here and the proper links to go back, to have proper links back and forward. And you could even possibly be sharing the pictures and sharing these. This is cool, by the way. These are cool. Share these on Facebook rather than just like here. Go and share it on Facebook, being proactive to give back and forward links, and then have links in here. You'd have links inside your posts to give back links. It looks like an interesting blog. You've got all this space up here wasted, and here's my above the fold. And so this is all I see. When I start scrolling, it looks cool, but I think starting here and just having it really clear of the things you want the people to do when they get there, to simplify it, because really our whole aim is sales. And it's sharing the great photos and the journey and those types of things with people and making sure that they can easily buy from you. So, okay, let's assume now I want to book you. Let's assume that I've come to your website and I want to book you. So hold on, I'm looking for how to book you. Okay, to book your custom portrait, call us at that number, which I've just seen down here. And look, I'm a speed reader, so I can get that quick. Okay, I skipped over this because this was sort of looks like a bit of a banner, and my eyes was looking for words. Okay. I've just jumped across 7 different things there, Diane. I'm really hoping that Diane asks a question. So should I just have a HTML site, not Flash? Yeah, you don't want Flash. Flash doesn't get picked up by SEO, depending on the type of Flash, but Flash really struggles on SEO. And HTML, just make sure it's easily editable by you and you can do it really easy. If this isn't easily editable by you and you need to pay someone every time you make some changes, then you want to look at changing that, because then you're at the whim of your designer. They may be very good friends of yours, etc. I'm just talking as a business person. I do love these 3. Even if you had 3 in a slightly different style, if you went a different way from the design, but just giving people a choice when they get there. Okay. This is a template Flash site once you get to it. Okay. When I very first started my business, I had a Flash site, but I had a Flash site that could be SEO red. But SEO nowadays, lots of people spend lots of money on SEO. And yes, I have a team of people who work on SEO for my clients. But SEO could be only 5 to 10% of your traffic. What you're doing in Facebook, if you make a couple of tweaks, you could see a massive increase in the amount of traffic you get from your Facebook, and a whole lot of viral juice and viral goodness off your Facebook. So that's a really great way to go. What specific tweaks? So using your business page so they can do likes, and possibly then with your blog posts, making sure you share these blog posts on your page, okay, and then tag the photos. I would also possibly look at Pinterest for you and just have it in your blog that you can click a button and it'll go straight to Pinterest, and that you can post the photos. So you've got Pinterest, which is growing nowadays, and that's very good for photography. and your Facebook building. But they probably, if I was to advise you, they're the only two things I'd be looking at. Linking your blog with Facebook and add Pinterest. And then on the front page, just make it easy for someone to be able to book you if they want to. Okay, or the steps that you follow. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully. Okay, any more for any more? Okay, Bruce says he has a microphone, so let's get hooked up. I'm mindful we're over time, but I'm happy to keep going. So if you want to hang around, you're very welcome to hang around. Diane says, yes, lots to do, lots to do. Yes, Diane, but you are almost there. Seriously, that what you've got going there, you just need to, those tweaks I talked about. And yes, this was recorded, Diane, and you're going to be able to buy the recording for $97 at the end. No, I'm joking. I was joking, by the way. She just said, yay, and then she didn't probably hear my $97 bit. I'll share the recording at the end. Let me just check. Yes, my recording is still going. Okay, so do I get a set of knives? Diane says. No, that's not the $97 one. That's the $127. Then you get a free set of steak knives, Diane. Well, thanks for asking. Jamie, I have a microphone hooked up today, so let's try the connection when you get a chance. Okay, Bruce, can you give me your website, please, before I unmute you? Bruce. I'm going to click unmute. And now, Bruce, you are unmuted. Do you want to say a few words? Bruce, I can hear some noise in the background. Do you want to say something? Switch the mute button off the headphones, maybe? Which always gets me. I'm talking to you right now. I can't hear you. Let me mute you and let me unmute you again. Hold on. Talk again, Bruce, please. Yeah, no, I can't hear anything at all, Bruce. So maybe you want to check your settings on the GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar audio side. Can't hear anything. But do you want to just send me the URL while we try and work out the microphones so we don't have lots of people? So we can jump straight onto your website. That'd be great. See Mark's on the line as well. Hey, Mark, if you've got a website yet, feel free to flick that through. My website is down, so I'll have to do this later. Oh, bugger. Okay. Yep. Yeah, have to do that later, Bruce. Just check on your who you're using for hosting, by the way. Websites should really never go down nowadays. Talking about that, that's a good little point, actually. When you are all looking at website hosting, this is prevalent for me here in New Zealand, but I have a lot of people saying, oh, I want to buy local, Jamie. I want to use local New Zealand hosting. And I say, bugger that, because you've got a little company here with a couple of servers in the back room hosting your website. And if something happens to the back room, you're in trouble. Whereas if you use one, there's probably 3 or 4 big hosting companies in the US largely that have millions of dollars worth of hosting infrastructure. Just use those guys. Okay, and I know it's about, well, we should spend local. Yes, for some things, but for nowadays, for technology, not needed. Not recommended. Host Monster. Okay. Okay, so I can't help Bruce, unfortunately, with his website. Anyone else who has websites who want me to have a look at them? I haven't experienced this until... Actually, just Bruce, give me the URL. Just let me try it, because it might just be a routing thing. Tell me the URL and let me see if it works my side. Okay. Anyone else? Peninsula Healing. Let me put this website up. Let me check. Peter says, any in particular hosting that you would recommend? Peter asks the question, and Peter, you are inside the solo journey, I think, from memory. And if you are, hosting is all covered in there, and the company I use is in there. And also, if you're building a website, my company sets up the hosting for you and WordPress and gives you a whole lot of training videos so you can do it all yourself. So that's inside the solo journey if you wanted that. I use HostGator myself, and I have probably 50 plus websites, mixture of mine and client websites on there, and never had any problems to date. So, but that's in. Oh yeah, you're right. It is down. That is a. That might be a routing problem. Web hosting courtesy of Bluehost. Have you changed your routing at all, Bruce? Pointed it into another. But yeah, that's down. Okay. Either your routing's changed or your directories have moved on the server, Bruce, and that needs to be fixed by Bluehost. So get in touch with them. Hi, Jamie. Once I want to change completely. Tatiana says, "Hi, Jamie. Once you've had a quick look at my site that I want to change completely, would you like to have a second look what I could use from there?" Now, Tatiana, remind me of your website. I should know this. It was something Andalusia something, and because we've done it already on my computer, and there it is, Andalusia meet and greet. Because we went through your website, didn't we, with the. Would you like to have a second look? What can I use from there? Okay, you mean what can you use from this one before you change it? Is that what you're asking me? Yes, okay. Okay, well, I'm going to firstly turn to my web advisory board and ask them what they think when they get to this website. So, Rachel, I'll go with you first. When we get to Andalusia meet and greet, what's your first impression?
There's some lovely photography, but the black thing that's covering the photography is a bit ugly. It's like we're covering up the prettiness with a black box. Okay. I'm not quite sure what a meet and greet is.
Okay. Okay, Terry?
The photos are lovely. It makes you want to know more about traveling there. I do agree the black box does kind of distract. The content isn't bad as far as what's in the box.
Okay. Anything else jump out at you?
Well, I can't see below the fold. I'd kind of like to know what the call to action is on the page.
Okay, so it's down there, though. What we want, and this is what we covered earlier, for pretty much every website so far, is we want to hit people straight away with a call to action to take people to the right place. So Diane's 3 box was great. There's 3 ways. Well, where do you want to go? Pick one. We've already talked about it. Tatiana, from your perspective, we've looked at your website, and I know you've been inside the Facebook group and sharing your personal travel advisor and those types of things, which is great. Once you've got that clear, you will then have a real clear idea on how you can articulate what you do to help your target market. And then this all becomes around your target market of start to plan your trip here, or start your personal advisory journey here, and you click OK. Now I can see in these it's got a little plan your trip down here, but the contact us for best recommendations, plan your trip. I might not be ready to plan my trip yet. I might still want to learn more about Andalusia. So when I'm visiting your page, am I learning about Andalusia, or and is that how you say it? Probably Andalusia with a th, Andalusia. Am I learning about Andalusia, or have I come here deliberately to book my trip? Or am I looking for options of what trips to do in Andalusia? There's 3 different things there. Does that mean there should be 3 options in front of me to tell me which way to go? Is there more than 3 options? Do you find that 80% of people who visit your site really go for option and they pick one of those 3? So that's what you want to be thinking. It's the web strategy. It's the who's visiting, question number 1. What do you want them to do? Question number 2. And how are you going to get them to do it? Question number 3. Okay, so using Diane's example, who's visiting? It's mums with elementary age kids who want to capture lifetime moments. Cool. What do you want them to do when they come to your site? Well, I want them either to look at some examples of pictures to know it's right for them, or book with me. Okay, and then how are you going to get them to do that? Well, to see pictures, they can look at Facebook or Pinterest. Or if they're going to book, then there's a booking form on my screen that they can fill out, or an inquiry form. So I'm going through those steps. So hopefully that helps from that side, Tatiana. The name is going off. Yeah, I understand. I've also I'm recording this as well, Tatiana, so you can listen to this. Rachel, one of my advisory board members, has to go, so I've lost Diane. No worries. Sorry, not Diane. I've lost Rachel, so no worries, Rachel. She had people coming.
Thanks,
so
Jamie.
Thank you.
Oops.
Thank you for being helpful.
Talk to you all soon. Thanks.
Okay, see
Thanks,
you.
Jamie.
Bye.
Bye.
And Tatiana said, thank you, Jamie. I am more and more clear. Great. And that's, look, Tatiana, from day one, you've always been working hard to get clearer with this, and just keep going and you will get clearer and clearer. So just keep doing, you're doing great. So just keep going. Well done. Peter asked the question, but how do you get the text to stand out without the black box? See, I don't mind the black text per se. You could make it just maybe a little less black, maybe a bit sort of more grayscale. But Tatiana's going to redesign the whole site, so it was more about the flow. Good question though, Peter. And also each one of these, you check the grammar of these, and also make sure the call to action link is the same. Live Andalusia in your own way. Okay, find out how. I'd have here. And the next one is contact us for the best recommendations. Contact us. Okay, I don't think you probably can with this template, which is why it's like that. But that's just what I'd be looking at. And Tatiana asked the question, how do I make a personal brand, Tatiana, and Andalusia stand together? That's a good question. If that's what you want to do, then that goes back to the conversation you're having in Facebook about your personal brand trip advisor. And if you are going to spend the next 12 to 24 months purely focused on Andalusia and the trips and the experiences, then I'm your personal travel advisor, and I will give you the best Andalusian experience you would ever hope to achieve, or something like that. I'm fading a bit because I need to drink a bit more coffee, but hopefully that you get where I was going with that. Yes, your personal travel expert or advisor. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That, I think, is everyone, I think, who was here and who wanted to share. Anyone got any more questions they'd like to ask, or any other websites that I've missed out? Awesome, as usual, from Diane. Thank you, Diane. Terry, I'm going to relieve you of your duties now and let you stand down as one of my advisors. So thank you very much for your help. It's been hugely valuable, so thank you.
Thank you for all your help. This is amazing to go through each site and get insights from you about how to make them better.
No worries at all. Just put Terry on mute. What I will do, just as a finisher, let me show you, I guess, walking the talk, let me show you of a recent site that I've designed, that I've done myself. So I'm going to basically put myself out there. And with the solo journey, so I've talked about it before with you guys, but let me show you what happens when you load the solo journey up. Straight away, I'm hit in the face with, get this for free. And really, this is what's in your face right away. Okay. And so it's basically getting people to put their address in. Now, I changed this. I got one of my team. I shouldn't say I did. I got one of my team to change this yesterday. And that box now feeds into a 30-day training course that I've written. And I'll be transparent with all of you. The 30-day course, the aim is to educate people so they know how to do things, but for them to finish what they need to do, they'll want to join the solo journey and watch videos and fill out workbooks and things. So the 30 days is all about selling through education, adding as much value as possible. So that when someone types into that join box, that then hooks them into my Infusionsoft and adds into a 30-day keep in touch cycle. So we talk about keep in touch. That change happened while I was in bed last night. You didn't really need to know where I was, but I wasn't in front of the computer, I was asleep. And I woke up this morning and already I've got, I think, 4 or 5 new leads this morning. Okay. So that's, and I haven't told anyone about this yet because I've been holding back until this email sign up was ready. But if you remember in the keep in touch that I talked about in the past, where I do blog posts and it spreads out to Twitter and to Facebook and LinkedIn, all those different places, people are naturally gravitating and coming to the site. And now they're signing up and 4 or 5 leads while I was asleep. Now I'm pretty happy about that, with the view that, and yeah, look, my blog is down here, but you can see it, but my aim is to get them to sign up here. This is my aim of when they get to this site. If they want to hunt around a bit, then they can read about this and work with me and join us and package solutions, because lots of people love the package solutions. The eMyth, if you're a solo entrepreneur, you've probably read the book. And if you haven't, I tell you here to read it. And then in here, and again, this is the same sign up box, because then on every single one of my blog posts, if I click on the blog post, I'm actually going to switch it around because I'm going to move me down a bit, but this is more about credibility, having me here. But as soon as they start reading, the sign-ups here, I'm going to actually move that up. And you can see down the side as well of the social shares here. So it's all around people trying to help, trying to share it. Okay. And I talked as well, Rachel's gone now, but I said earlier about how to engage conversation. So say, feel free to ask any questions. Bye for now. And here's some links to the tools. Okay. So this website's only probably about 2 or 3 weeks old now. Okay. And already I'm tracking on SEO and I'm seeing where I rank on pages because I've put the right tools in. But this is me. This is me doing it. And these always evolve and update. Okay. But if I go to the eMyth, it talks about, well, this is why I do it. But if we keep going down, it's the copy reading, and then it gives you the book here. It's just loading the Amazon piece here, but it loads it here. The package solutions, I talk about the things that I do with people. So each one is this. If you're looking for clarity, and I talk about the yous and the we's and the I's. So do you know where you're headed? Are you struggling to get moving? Perhaps you have a bit. Nowhere here have I said I or me yet. It's all about you. Okay. And then I talk about the different services, because people actually want to look at products and packages. So it's there. Okay. So I've thought about this from a perspective of when people come to my page, what's the type of people that I want. And also I've got a little bit of personality in here. So English fella who can do some serious damage with a whiteboard marker to redesign or redefine your business, living in the countryside of New Zealand. My wife tells me it's to have space for lambs, ? Again, I like putting in my personality in my life so people get to know and trust me sooner than later as I start to build a relationship with people on the web. So there's reasons behind everything I'm doing here, and also there will be tweaks and changes as this develops. Okay, so I'm talking you through the logic behind mine as well, just as a show and tell. And I've got a lot of thank yous there, which is all great. So you are very welcome. And Vicky's talking about tweaking her website, which is cool. And you know where to come, Vicky, to get that sorted out. If anyone has any more questions now, please shout. Otherwise, we'll wrap up. Almost 2 hours. Where's the sign up for the solo journey? Are you talking about this one, or are you talking about the actual course, Terry, specifically? Because that's the solojourney.com is the website, and that's that big bar in the middle. But if you're talking about the sign up, it's the join us here, join the community, and then down in here. My internet's going a little bit slow, but then you put the BYS code in here, and it reduces that price for you. And you're very welcome. And Stephanie says she was able to catch the last half hour, so that's great. Oh, super, Stephanie, super, super, super. Okay, I assume there's no more questions, so I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day and the rest of the weekend. Remember the 5th of November, almost. Remember that Monday, Tuesday, our next session is a different time. The times are in Facebook. Michael Port will be with us live to answer questions. Okay, so really looking forward to that session. And then that's our penultimate session together. Then we only got 2 sessions left. I won't cry just yet. But that's next week. So you all go have an absolutely fantastic rest of the week. Look forward to speaking to you next week. And yeah, bye for now.